This underappreciated SPAC has the potential to be the most hyped up SPAC since Lucid and DJT, both of which I played and profited from. The ticker is RTAC.
Better than DWAC. Better than CCIV.
Based on my research, I think the setup and timing is as perfect as it gets, so I'm going in heavy. My track record has been pretty okay this past year, knock on wood. This stock will make a big impact on my performance, for better or worse. I'll get into why I'm so bullish on this stock, but first, some context and background on the company. RTAC is a special purpose acquisition company which IPO'd on May 15th, 2025. The total value of the trust is roughly $250 million. Given their shares outstanding, this means that realistically, there's a floor price of $10 and likely won't fall below it. This is due to the nature of how SPACs are typically structured. I'll skip the details since I don't want to bore you. This SPAC is backed by Devin Nunes and Swider, known for their involvement and executive positions at Trump Media, which was previously DWAC. Notably, from their perspectives, one of their primary areas of focus is crypto and blockchain companies. Pause. What is going through your mind right now? If you just listened to that and thought, oh, what's the big deal? Well, let me fill you in because holy shit, this has massive potential. Here's why this setup is just chef's kiss from my perspective. This is like if I were a surfer waiting a long time for a big wave to come, and in the distance, I see the wave finally coming, and it's got RTAC written all over it. SPACs are back, baby. They were big in 2021 before dying due to the macro environment and regulatory pressures, both of which I would argue has largely reversed given the current risk-on appetite of the market and the new administration's theme around deregulation. To double-click on this, we've seen many examples of SPACs recently pumping huge on merger news. Some recent examples include CEP and CLBR, just to name a few. To me, I think it's just the start, and I'm getting flashbacks to the 2021 SPAC mania and euphoria. If you weren't around back then, let me tell you, it was something else. Shitty SPACs with bad business mergers would pump massively, because why the hell not? I am confident there will be multiple SPACs this year that will go on absolutely legendary runs. If the song is on and the people are dancing, you bet your ass I'ma join. Related to the prior topic, a key theme right now in the markets is two words: crypto treasury. If you weren't paying attention, well, luckily you've come to the right place. Let me just give you a few examples of just how stupid it is. DFDV shot up 6,000% in 2 months. CEP shot up 400% in a week. Kits went from $1 to $10 in a couple days. Kindly shot up over 1,000% in a month. Metaplanet is up over 300% this past month. And Circle recently IPO'd and is up over 200% in 2 days. My main point is to illustrate how perfect of a setup this is for RTAC, because the market is in full greed mode and will bid up pretty much any fresh and hot crypto company. You can say a lot about the sponsors of RTAC, but dummies, they are not. I'm pretty confident they fully see what's going on in the markets right now and is eager to capitalize and pounce. Speaking of merger announcements, one of the biggest drawbacks for me of getting into a pre-merger announcement SPAC like RTAC is that it is essentially dead money until a merger is announced. I personally like to put my money to work given the time value of money, so I'm not typically a big fan of pre-merger SPACs. This was how I felt about RTAC, the keyword being was. This all changed a couple days ago when RTAC filed to accelerate the unit split by pushing it up a month, which from my experience is highly unusual. For context, SPACs usually wait out the typical roughly 50 days from unit IPO to unit split. So it is very peculiar to me that RTAC is actively pushing for the unit split to happen sooner. My tinfoil conclusion is that there may be a potential deal in the works, and RTAC management is currently going through the motions to accelerate that deal. Based on the concept of Occam's razor, it seems to me the most likely. Admittedly, this is pure speculation on my end, but very, very peculiar and, more importantly, very under the radar. Unless you're a nerd like me and probably a little bit on the spectrum, frequently refreshing the SEC filings of SPACs I've got on my radar. Here's what's so great. This isn't just pure speculation. If we trace back to DWAC, we can see that shortly after the Nunes split, they went on to announce the merger target with DJT, and it proceeded to go on a run of a lifetime, going from, get this, 45 cents to $80 in a span of a few weeks. Now, on the topic of management, I don't just like, but I love the sponsors of RTAC for a couple reasons. First, they have proven success with their prior SPAC, DWAC, which is arguably one of the most famous SPACs ever. Second, they're battle tested and have a track record of pushing through challenges and adversity. This was especially the case with the previous SEC hitting them with charges like fraud. Third, and most notably, is the connection with Trump through their executive positions at Trump Media. Politics aside, my core thesis is very simple. Merger announcement plus crypto plus Trump association equals moon. Don't overcomplicate it. It's really that simple sometimes. Case in point is CLBR, which has ran recently due to people catching on to the Trump connection. RTAC, I believe, has the potential to make CLBR look like kids play, given their connections to Trump and their crypto focus. Speaking of Trump and Trump Media, they've been making some serious moves recently. Examples include filing for a $12 billion raise for crypto treasury, crypto ETF filings, launching crypto wallets, launching their own stablecoin, establishing a Bitcoin mining company, and on and on. One thing is for sure, his family is going all in on crypto. You're probably thinking that's great and all, but how does this relate to RTAC? Well, admittedly, this is like thick tinfoil hat on my end, but I think World Liberty Financial would be a prime merger candidate, just given the web of connections. Man, if this happened, it's going to the moon. No, scratch that. Even further, Uranus. Not based on fundamentals, but just based on the Trump and crypto connection alone, especially in the current market environment and the overall appetite for new and shiny crypto companies. Now, even if they don't end up merging with World Liberty, I think another crypto company combination will see a large appreciation as well, just maybe not to the extent of a World Liberty. Another reason why I love this setup is the risk to reward profile of getting in at this time. As at the time of writing, the units are priced at around $12. If we break it down, the warrants will hold some value and the commons have a floor price of $10. Realistically, the downside, barring any black swan event, is in my opinion 10 to 15% max drawdown, while the upside is multi-bagger. I know I sound like such a typical YouTube pumper saying this is a multi-bagger stock, but I can see many scenarios where this ends up being the case. And I am backing this up with my big exposure to this stock. Of course, as the saying goes, the only certainty in the future is uncertainty. My approach is to play out all the possible scenarios in a Monte Carlo-like simulation in my mind and assign a probability and expected value to each. I see 4 most likely outcomes, 2 of which are very positive in terms of returns, while the other 2 lead to a 10 to 15% drawdown. This is a no-brainer for me. Just as an aside, I really appreciate the markets. I think it's just so fun piecing everything together, like playing chess or a board game. Specifically in these scenarios, I'm always shocked and surprised at how the market is mispricing things. This is in my opinion, of course. In this case, I believe RTAC to be severely underpriced. For context, Ackman's PSTH was priced at one point almost 100% over their net asset value. They were also pre-deal announcement, similar to what RTAC is now. Likewise, some of the SPAC Kings SPACs also commanded similar premiums. If we apply the same percentage premium to RTAC, it should be trading well north of $20 today. And here's the kicker. I believe RTAC's expected return on deal announcement is significantly and multiples higher than both Ackman and Chamath's SPACs from 2021, simply given the crypto equities appetite we're seeing today, combined with the Trump connection. It's kind of stupid that it's priced at $12. Speaking of which, for transparency, let's discuss some risks that I see. The biggest risk that I see personally is any delays in merger announcements. I value the time value of money and putting my capital to work. So being stuck in the stock for a prolonged period of time will be dead money and opportunities lost. On the bright side, the max drawdown will be limited in the time frame I'm looking at, just given the nature of how SPACs are set up. Second, this management team has issued PIPE before for DWAC. It's a risk that they'll use it again for RTAC. Basically, a PIPE equals dilution to existing SPAC holders equals bad. That said, it likely won't matter too much if this ticker gets hyped up after the business combination announcement, like I think it will. Furthermore, other successful SPACs like CCIV, now Lucid, also had PIPE, which didn't really impact them too much. Nevertheless, it is a risk that should be noted. Lastly, and I've learned this the hard way through experience and kissing a lot of money goodbye, is the concept of unknown unknowns by Taleb. Basically, there's always a chance of a black swan event happening. In this context, RTAC's max drawdown is technically 100% versus 10%. I hope you found this helpful. I want to emphasize, please do your own research. I'm only sharing my perspective. If I missed anything or if you have any insights or thoughts, please let me know in the comments. Cheers.